And then, well, we had a really good time.
We've been enjoying the story backstage.
Like, it was nuts. Like, my friend literally conned me into the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I'm like, if we get caught, they're gonna cut our hands off. Like, I could die. It was outrageous. But yeah, so I love the race. Lewis Hamilton's my favorite, so I used to like Mercedes, and like everybody in the world, I'm now with Ferrari. I want to go to Monza. That's where I really want to go. You went? Is it good?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Oh, I'd love to go to Monza and just like...
Temple of Speed.
The Temple of Speed. It's so, even the way you say it.
I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
It's about F1.
Cars.
No, Formula 1.
Fuck, what? Oh, okay.
When we came backstage, they were like,
really?
They were like, quick, come to the stage, come to the stage. And so we came back, and they were like, one more question? We were like, yeah. Give him one more question.
20 minutes ago.
Yes. And then they kept they were getting ready to push the button for the music, and I was like, and then you would take a pause and you would go, and so then my friend told me that
I had to keep going until you got here. Because I promised them that when you get here, you're going to distract them while I go in the back and start high-fiving the shit out of them.
That's what we figured. So we were like, we're just going to join him on stage.
Doing it for you, not at you.
We're going to secretly...
I was telling them earlier, and they guessed too, what we were talking about back in the green room, about who would survive in prison. And I said, who do you think would have the worst time in prison? And they went, Rob.
Yeah.
I was like, that's hilarious. That's what we said.
It was part of the question that Rob asked. He was like, now who do you think, obviously I'm the worst, but other than the audience, to make it an interesting discussion.
He knows.
Yeah, he knows he'd be popular.
Popular.
Rob's gonna be
He auditioned for that role, actually. In jail.
In The Boys. That was his audition.
Exactly. Still his audition.
Rob's so sexy, he made love to himself 6 times.
Right. Yeah. Why did you do that?
A Rob centipede. Just...
Mouth first.
I should stop.
Well, he couldn't whistle, his mouth was busy.
Touche.
How tushy.
Tushy. You see. Oh, by the way, you've got a filthy audience here right now.
Oh, for a change.
I don't know what they had at
For a
lunch,
change.
but they are frisky. We're talking about finishing. We're talking about what I have to do to please them. It was a lot.
Oh, should we? Are we gonna take? Is this a panel for the 3 of us?
Should we go?
No.
Should we see ourselves? Do you guys want to be alone?
No. You should talk about all your sexual fantasies whilst I go and high-five stuff.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Well, all right.
Okay.
What questions we got for the guys? All right. Go.
That's what I was about.
There we
wanted
go.
to see this
There
happen.
it is. Now.
Let me apologize for him, but also you're welcome.
That's a freebie.
Yeah, you're missing a good view.
Freebie.
In case you were.
Yeah, baby.
The carnage that would happen if I tried to do what you're doing.
Same.
Take out all
Hard same.
Because I would be jumping into the crowd so that you could mount me.
I would get a chair back right up the vagina. Yep. Vaginas first. Am I right, ladies?
What questions we got for the guys?
Listen, let's just get this out in the open. These questions are going to be less interesting than the last questions, probably.
The questions or the answers?
Both.
Okay. Well, that feels
That's my
like a
guess.
challenge, Jason Mance.
That's my guess.
Feels like a challenge.
We shall see.
All right.
Last question came from that side, I think.
All right. Hold on. Do you know what I need to do before we ask questions? Is
Tell me.
hit this button.
Yes.
All right.
Because my panel yesterday, the first thing they said to me when I got backstage is, there's a button, it's all digital, I was like, got it, no problem, got it. And then I came out here and I completely forgot about it. So, here we go.
What is that?
gonna fall out when I do this.
Mi scusi.
Game start.
I don't know how to TikTok dance.
Kissy face, sexy on, but I'm trying to kiss your lips for real. Red hearts, that's what I'm on, yeah. Come give me something I can feel. Don't you, baby, don't you need me like I need you now? Sweet tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the
Right? Is that how it goes?
What was this part of the...
No, the spirit took me over.
Love it. I love it.
And it was what it was. What are you drinking over there?
Apple juice. Apple juice, my bottom.
It says it right on the bottle, Ricky.
No, that one's actually apple juice. I'll have some apple juice.
Okay.
Yeah. Why not?
Lots of vitamins.
Yes. What are you getting excited about? So like I said, I was gonna take my top off.
Wait, what?
Yet.
Do you have a question, my friend?
No, we're supposed to go over here first.
Yeah.
Here. And then, yes.
I was just making sure you had one. It wasn't your turn. I just was curious.
Don't be rude.
Yeah.
Calm down. Whoa. Okay, go ahead.
Well, my question was actually for Ricky.
Yes.
And
Yes, I'm all ears.
It's not an advice though. If you're gonna watch 15th season of Supernatural, make sure you watch the DVDs because what's on Netflix or whatever, they have cut out all the great music, and the music is
Really?
a big part of Supernatural.
Mi scusi.
I don't mean to interrupt you.
Mi scusi.
I know it is a fantastic
Grazie
question, but
mille. Grazie.
obviously, having been here for as many years as Ricky has been here, by now I'm sure has seen all of Supernatural. I'm sure of it.
I wouldn't dare come back to this convention not having watched Supernatural. I would never.
We talked about this, but I've already seen it, haven't I, guys?
And also the gag reels. The gag reels. You have to watch the gag reels.
Gag reels are the best part. That's where I star.
That is a good point, though.
Grazie mille, grazie.
Don't look over your right shoulder.
Or the left. You never know. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now our panel is starting.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now you can ask your questions, beautiful. Just one though. Right?
It's my turn?
I think so. I don't know. I'm not really here. I'm so drunk right
She's
now.
got filthy questions, but carry on.
Oh God, okay.
That was only because, okay, I'm sorry, this is my first trip. I have never met you before, and
Who are you looking at?
Ricky,
Oh yeah.
and
Well,
I've met you guys once. But, and,
I know.
Jesus, that was aggressive.
We
And,
never-
I met you guys a lot.
but I love that. But I didn't know if I loved you yet, see, so. And then I saw what you were like, and I was like, well, I've got to match that personality, so.
With the questions.
Yeah.
Did you have a question?
For you, yes.
For me?
Yeah, well, for both of you.
Okay, go.
Yeah. And
Did you ask it already?
Not yet.
Guys,
Let her finish. She's all about finishing. She loves to talk about finishing.
Yeah, because Ricky doesn't know what it's like.
finish?
Because I said it's not that important for me.
Oh God. You see what I have to deal with?
Yeah.
Please, men lie. They lie. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Jason, why don't you take this one?
Which one?
I have a question. Okay. It was
Is there a question?
It's a
I don't even think we've gotten to the question yet. Has this panel started yet?
Promise I'll get there. Okay. So, I asked Billy this question, but I'm going to tweak it a little bit. So, musicians related, I like to know musical inspiration-wise, what is your favorite musical decade? And to make it a little more interesting, what is a favorite memory of a song that you maybe had your first kiss to?
Are you making this question up as you go?
I think so.
No, just the end part.
This is what you do. You just go, I don't.
I knew the first part, but
What's your favorite color?
he's like, oh, she's all this and that. I'm really not. But
You did good. That was great. Okay, I think my favorite. Listen, a favorite decade's rough because every time you hear a good song from any decade, you're like, oh fuck, that's a good song. But I came to understand a bit more and came to love music in the 90s. Because I'm a millennial, and so, you know, I was in high school and I was like, oh, I love this. And not so much like girl band, boy band, Alanis Morissette, you know, even like Montel Jordan. I don't know if you guys know a band that was kind of a one-hit wonder. Maybe not in the UK though, was All Saints. Do you know All Saints?
Yeah, I used to love the All Saints. Had a little crush on Pure. They were so sneaky.
Yeah, I love a one-hit wonder. Love a one-hit wonder. Get it.
Well, like
Get that cash, man. You only need one. You only need one good one. What was the second part? A kiss.
the first,
No.
if you remember like a song that was memorable to you in your youth, maybe. Do that.
Didn't want to even see it.
No, I can't think of one.
You're doing great.
Maybe I'll think of one, but you go next.
Ricky's favorite is whatever decades Oasis was in. I think the happiest I've ever seen you in my life was on karaoke in the middle of an entire row of people singing Oasis.
Yeah.
That was fun. It felt like home to me. Felt like home. It felt good. It was fun. I felt very like seen that day when you forced the mic into my hands, and I'm like, but you all sing like properly. I'm
So do you.
No, they're real musician people.
That's what they all said.
Yeah, but then you belt out like proper impressive stuff. Oh. It's just apple juice. It's just apple juice. So I'm getting the code finger. Have fun, guys.
Bye, Ricky.
Again, have a
We love
wonderful day.
Ricky
Thank you very
Whittle.
much for having me. Give it up for Ricky Whittle.
To answer your question, my favorite decade is the 60s. I'm drawn to the vocal, and so I just feel like the 60s had the
Culmination, it's pronounced.
Cumulatively
There we go.
speaking, the best vocals. They're just like with soul music, and you know, you got all the greats, Smokey and Otis and Marvin and all those guys putting out music.
And I like that there's like a kind of resurgence of that sound coming back right now. Every time I hear a song that has that sound by a new musician, I always pass it to Jason, like, you should cover this. He's like, oh yeah, somebody else gave that to me. Do you have a song, like one specific song that has a memory attached to it?
From that decade, or just
in general.
in general? You know, when I was in high school, I studied in Moscow, Russia, strangely. It was a weird...
All 4 years?
No. I just did like a foreign exchange program for a few months, and it was like a cultural exchange thing. And I, obviously in the 90s, that was a strange place to be for me, kid from a farm in Virginia.
Great!
Yeah.
Jesus
And,
Christ.
and so I brought with me like 3 CDs. Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. Eric Clapton's Unplugged album. And something else. But those two albums I listened to, like in a loop. And, you know, there was a little bit of, you know, homesickness, a little bit of like, I don't really understand what's going on, you know, and I put my headphones on and just kind of disappear into those records. And anytime I hear something from, especially Alanis Morissette's album, I'm like sitting in an apartment there, you know, like it takes me right back to that moment.
And I feel like do a lot of people, I don't know how old everybody is, but have kind of the angsty, have a memory attached to Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill, because we all were, I think, experiencing big emotions for the first time, whether it's homesickness or lovesick or, you know, just feeling sad and not knowing why. It was such a good album, so good.
Her new songs, Thank You and Uninvited, are killer.
Those are not new.
Aren't they? They're newer.
Newer than that.
No,
Yeah.
Uninvited was the hidden song. Not from Jagged Little Pill, but her next album.
Like, aren't those the ones she released within the last few years?
Not Uninvited.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank You.
They're all so good.
Yeah.
But God, Jagged Little Pill is something special. Good question.
Thank you for the question.
Good job. You did it. You got there. We believed in you.
Hello.
Ricky didn't. He hates you.
Hi, I have a question. So before a show, do you have any rituals or superstitions that you have? So before you go on stage?
Do you know what I started doing when we were on the second PBJ tour? So a few years ago, a friend of ours, Paul Corella, who I met through Jason doing the Yes, right, of course, you guys know Paul. We love Paul. He was coming to Bowling Green for some reason, and Jason was like, let's try to throw together a tour. And so it was you, Paul, me, and Billy, and then Hayden added for a few shows, right? And so we toured, had the best time, made $6 and a cookie, but just had the most fun. And so we decided to do it again, and Rich joined this time. And then what do we call it?
PBJR.
JR. And I had heard on social media somewhere that, because I have a long history, way before I ever started, you know, doing conventions, of losing my voice. And so I was working really hard to not lose my voice, be very careful. We're singing on tour, not, you know, sleeping enough, whatever. So before each show, I would drink gummy bear tea, which is where you just take boiling water and you put a handful of gummy bears in there, melts it, and the sugar and the glycerin coats your cords so that they're, you know, they sound, without, you know, a better word coming to mind, moist. And it's also a joy to drink. Thank you.
Lovely. I don't really anymore. When early in my career, I would I had a pretty specific vocal warm up, and I had a pretty specific you know, guitar warm up, but I think I did it out of like nervous routine more so than need, and so these days I kind of just tailor my pre-show ritual to what I think I need most. If I need rest, I'll just, you know, sit and close my eyes and rest. If I need warm up, I'll do that. If I need tea, or if I, you know,
Apple juice.
Need apple juice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hello.
I have a question for you, Briana, and one for each of you. Briana, while playing Donna, how much of that, obviously there was a script and you were told what to do and what to say, but how much of that was actually you and how much was Donna and how much was both? And the question for all of you is, coming to this convention, or any convention really, what are your associations, what are your associations with coming here? What does it do with you and your thoughts and feelings?
So when I auditioned for Donna, you get sent when your agent or manager sends you an audition, there'll be what's called a breakdown, and it'll tell you about the character, you know, what they're looking for, when it shoots, etc. And the breakdown for the character, I remember, said this character is loosely based on Margie from Fargo, except not pregnant. And I was pregnant at the time, but I didn't tell them because I needed the job. So I auditioned for it, and I'm from Canada, and I'm from the middle of Canada, Saskatchewan, which is just above North Dakota. So the accent in Saskatchewan is not terribly different. And I remember Phil Segretia, who was the director-producer, was like, well, we want a big, thick accent. I remember in the audition, I was like, oh yeah, you betcha. And he was like, okay, let's go. Like, he was so shocked that I think somebody could do it so easily, but it's not that different from, you know, where I grew up. In terms of just her disposition, I think that the confidence that Donna found was the fun journey in the show for me. And I think that we slowly developed into being similar people. I think at the beginning she was maybe more nervous or more concerned about what people think. I'm less concerned about that, but I think that we came to the same level of optimism, and I think that she brought that to me. She's an optimistic creature, and I always want to be a bit more optimistic, and I think that every actor has to bring a little bit of themselves to each role in order for it to feel really, truly authentic. And then Jim. Jason, Jim.
I'll say, it's a very good question, and it's well timed because it has changed so dramatically over the 15 years. Obviously in the beginning you didn't really know what to expect, and it was shocking. Like, it was amazing, it was really fun, but just the energy, like you would hit a wall of sound when you came on stage. And it was really fun to experience that with our friends and kind of, you know, and then now, as the show is over and we don't see everybody every other weekend, there aren't 57 conventions a year, we all look forward to Rome as an opportunity to just, it's almost like a yearly vacation we get to take with each other. You know, you look forward to it a couple months out. You're like, I can't wait to see everybody, hang out in the green room, go out to dinner, get caught up. You know, there's a lot more like conversational, like, tell me what's going on in your life right now, because I haven't seen you in at least a month or two, you know? Whereas it used to be like, how was last week?
Yeah. I, as a resident girl, I feel a lot of pressure, but a lot of gratitude to be here. These guys are some of my favorite people in the entire world, and now I feel like we know each other so well, we know each other's families so well, that it is really a catch-up session. When I first started doing them, it was in 2017, and realized it was a real party, at least for me. I imagine for everybody, but man, oh man, I'm so glad that it's not as much of a hardcore 3-day party as it was, because I don't think my ticker could take it. But it is a nice, to Jason's point, hang, because often at the other conventions we do, we're not all working at the same time, we're not all together. It is like, we're all, you know, staying together, we all get to go to dinner together, so it is a great opportunity to catch up. It's a very special weekend, I think. I'm grateful to be here. What's that?
I love you.
I love you too. I love you all equally.
Hello?
Hi, I've got a question for both of you. A memory that involves Jensen.
I don't have any not safe for work memories I can share.
Whatever.
I think she would prefer.
Well, the reality is that I didn't actually work with those boys that much. I hung out with them socially because they were shooting in Vancouver. I lived in Vancouver. When I started working on the show, we all became, like, it was very clear that we were all kind of cut from the same cloth, and so we just hang out on the weekends with the crew whenever they stayed in town. So I hung out with them socially. I was only on, what, 6 or 7 episodes of the show. Some of those episodes, I don't even think I did any scenes with him. No, can't tell that one.
Oh, what about the...
No.
No, that's not gonna...
You go.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that one?
Don't tell that one.
Oh, I can't, but do you remember it? That was fun.
This should tell you what kind of person Jensen is. Okay, this is one from set. This is my very first episode that I shot. I've told it many times, so if you've heard it, tough shit. The very first scene of my very first episode of Supernatural that I shot was the donut scene. And I remember Phil, who's directing that episode, coming into my wardrobe call. And directors don't usually do that. You don't really see them, and if you're lucky, you get to talk to them when you're on set. But Phil was very invested in me as an actor and in my character. So he was shooting, I think, on set, and wardrobe was on set, so he came to my meeting and he said, you know, it'd be so funny in this scene if Donna was eating a donut. Like, it wasn't written into the script that we were eating donuts, which is so funny. It's kind of become the iconic thing from that scene. And he said, I don't know if you know this, but Dean, he's a bit of an eater, so maybe you and Dean could be eating donuts together. I was like, okay, great. And then, so a few days later, we go to set, we go to shoot that. I meet the boys who I've never met before. And then you have something that's called a rehearsal, which is where you do the scene so camera and lighting and sound can see what the scene is going to look like blocking wise, and then they build it. So then they set up lights, they set up the camera where everything needs to go. I was pretty new to working in TV, and so I didn't know what that is. I've been acting for years and years and years, but in theater. So they said rehearsal. I was like, okay, I'm going to act. So with the donuts, I would just go ahead and eat the donut, and I would eat it aggressively, and a lot of it. I didn't know that you weren't supposed to do that for rehearsal. You're supposed to fake it, I suppose, but I just went for it. And that's what Jensen said when he yelled cut. Jensen goes, wow, you really went for it, didn't you? I said, I didn't know you weren't supposed to. And then our favorite joke is that after that, I was pregnant, and so I was really enjoying all of the donut eating until I wasn't. You also have to do those scenes 17 million times. And so we were given a spit bucket. And so after a while, we started spitting it out. And our joke that we said that we were always going to put on a t-shirt was, Jensen Ackles, let me spit first. Such a gentleman.
One, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Jensen.
You think I can follow that?
You can. I believe in you. Come on now.
No.
Come on now.
Well, I'll say this. When I first moved to Los Angeles, I did a thing on the radio show that Ryan Seacrest was the host of this radio show, like before American Idol. And someone recorded me singing, and they sent it to this radio station, and then they ended up doing this big contest, and they brought us to the studio, and we did a bunch of stuff on TV and radio and all that kind of stuff. We were at this thing in Vegas, this like kind of grand finale, top 5, whatever. And we were sitting after the show, backstage, table, and one of the guys that worked at the radio station was like, we've just been hanging out all night. It's been really fun, cool night. And I'm even now pretty laid back, and back then, fresh off the boat from Virginia and LA, like, I was happy to be there. Like, I just, wanted to sit down and have a chat, meet people, chill out. And one of the guys that worked at the radio station was like, hey man, you remind me of somebody. And I was like, okay. And he goes, I got a buddy, LA. You're gonna be buddies. I gotta introduce you. And I was like, well, I have exactly one friend, that's you. We just met, so happy to meet anybody. And so he took me to a Christmas party. It was at Jensen's house. And it was, you know, I don't know, 25 years ago or something crazy. So it was a house he rented with a bunch of other actor dudes. And he had guitars hanging on the wall. And I remember getting there, him going, hey, this is Jensen, this is the guy I wanted to introduce you to. And I was like, hey, thanks for letting me come to your party. And he was like, yeah, you're the music guy, the singer, dude, radio thing. And I was like, yep. And he goes, we're gonna do that later. And I was like, yeah, man, cool. And sure enough, end of the night, we're sitting around, jamming, playing guitar, trading off songs. And that was like, you know, 25 years later, end of the night, we're sitting playing guitar, trading off songs, jamming. So it just kind of, that was the first general memory, I would say.
Thank you.
Oh God, that was so short.
It was lovely seeing you all.
We love you all.
Love you.
Especially people who did get to ask their questions. I'm so sorry.
Is it really quick?
Quick.
Go,
Quick.
go, hurry.
Sorry for my English.
You're wonderful.
I don't have a question, but I just wanted to tell you one thing. Everyone come for Jensen, Jared, Misha, but I am here for you. I love you.
Wait,
Wait,
Now, my wife is killing me.
Very good question. Thank you guys, we'll see you soon.